Hi, shalom, shalom from Israel. This is Ola, the daughter of Jethro. And I just heard that you black people that was stolen from Africa to America, that you don't know who you are. But you are the children of Yahweh, the children of Israel. And I'm telling you, you have to come back to your homeland, here to Zion, to Jerusalem, because us the Gentiles, we do need you. We need you to come and pray because you are our saviors. You the one that was chosen by Yahweh to live in this land, not the Jewish people, it's you. You were stolen from Africa, they deceived you, they told you that you are slaves, but you actually the children of Israel. And it's time just to come back. Come for your people, come back for us, come back for the whole Gentiles, because only you gonna save us. So please come back to Zion.
So I wanted to make a video because a lot of people take me as when I say I'm not a Christian or I'm not a religious person, they take me as unholy or just not believe in the word or whatever. But I believe everything that's in the Bible. And what a lot of people fail to realize is that what's being taught to you in the Bible is bits and pieces, and people don't actually go and read their Bible or get an understanding of their Bible. The Catholics took over, Rome took over Christianity and conformed it. So we have a conformed piece of the Bible, and every religion that comes to existence has to go through the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church has made our Jesus white. The Catholic Church has whitened out the Bible and made it not important of who these Hebrew Israelites are. The Jews that are in Israel today are not the Hebrew Israelites. The Jews that are over there today are actually the ones that have funded slavery. They run our media. They run our Wall Street. They run everything. Music. They run music. They run all of it. Jewish name is on everything that controls our country. And people just, they don't look at what the prophecy has said. They don't look at what Revelation says. It says that the people in Israel will claim that they're Israelites, and they're not. Psalms 83 talks about the different nations that would cut off Israel as a nation. And we all have been brought up to think that the white race is superior because of that. We have been brought up to serve a white God, a white Jesus, and that's not the way that it is. When Jerusalem was overtaken by Assyria, the tribe of Judah went into hiding into Africa. There are tribes still in Africa now that believe and go by the Hebrew laws. And when Africa sold their people, that everyone has come to think that that's the way that it was. That is not what happened. Africa did not sell their people. They sold the people who were different than them. They sold the Hebrew Israelites that were hiding. The people that are here, the black people, the people of color that are here, that have been brought here from Africa, their ancestors brought here from Africa, are the Hebrew Israelites. They're even in the African dictionary. African and Negro are two different things, are two different classifications of people. The Africans were the tribe of Ham. Ham was not a Israelite. The people that were brought here was the true Hebrew Israelites. And this war, everything that's going on in the Middle East, it is all because they know, countries, other nations know that the people that are there are not the true Israelites. And when all of this comes together, all this war and all this things that's going to happen in Revelations, when all that comes together and the Hebrew Israelites return, the true Hebrew Israelites return to Israel, the world will be a better place. And if you sit here and you think that it doesn't matter, or you think that, okay, so what, he was black, so what, you are a part of the problem. You are a part of what they have done to these Hebrew Israelites, to God's chosen people. You are a part of that. They have deceived you, and you've let them deceive you. You've let them make you feel superior, and you're not.
No matter how much scripture you all are presented with regarding who the Hebrews in the Bible were and who they are in the earth today, which would be the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, the Native Americans, the Aborigines, no matter what you're presented with, you still want to dispute this and maintain your superior, pompous, arrogant attitudes. And it makes me sick. I come across these so-called biblically based websites, and listed for the 12 tribes of Israel are all European countries. What is wrong with you people? You should be ashamed of yourselves. After everything these people have been through at the hand of the white man, slaughtered, ran off their land, sold into bondage, had their heritage stolen from them, would it kill you? Would it kill you to acknowledge the fact that these could be God's chosen elect? Well, evidently so. And unfortunately, in the words of King Solomon, there's nothing new under the sun. As a matter of fact, I'd like to read what King David had to say regarding this. And this is from Psalm 83. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They have a confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, that's you white people, Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, the Hagareans, Gebal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, and with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Selah. So, yeah. You know, despite the fact that there's an African tribe with a piece of the Ark of the Covenant, and despite the fact that it's been proven that Native American tribes wrote in ancient Hebrew, a very, very ancient form of Hebrew, you still want to think that you're Israelites. And I hate to break it to you white people, but you are not. You are Edom. You are Edomites, the descendants of Esau, Jacob's brother. And I guess this is where that term comes from, the white man is the devil. Well, in this case, the truth, it hurts oh so bad.
You need to know who the true Hebrew Israelites are. You need to go and study. I don't need to make this go 40 more minutes trying to teach you who the true Hebrew Israelites are. There's enough messages and teachings out there on it. And if you go read your Bible, you'll clearly know who they are. You can't hide a white Jesus in Egypt and expect him to blend right in. It ain't going to happen. You ain't going to mistake Paul for an Egyptian if Paul's a white person. You ain't going to have Moses be able to walk right, or be carried right into the house of Pharaoh and pass as one of his sons if he's a white baby. It ain't going to happen. So let's just get to the bottom line here, okay? They're brown-skinned people. Simple. But then you got the Christians out here that they went, and the Catholics had changed that. They whitewashed the whole thing. And then you got people who are supposed to be getting back to the book, back to the truth. They're still trying to whitewash it. Yeah, maybe you should go.
Perhaps hundreds of millions of people with this identity right now of being from the people of Israel. Does that mean they were from the 10 tribes? Likely not. We were taught by the historians and within our own traditions that when the Romans conquered Judea a few hundred years after that the tribes of Israel went into exile, perhaps millions of Judeans were sold into slavery, into Africa, into Rome, deep into Africa. And if you look now, you're seeing people who are most likely the descendants of those slaves who kept true. I like to bring up a few specific examples because they're going to be game changers. One of them wrote letters to Israel when it became a state. And they said, we're Israelites out in Africa. You know, everyone laughed at them and they said, African Israelites, these people are just trying to jump on the first world country bandwagon. They're living in a third world country. They got nothing. We're coming to Israel. We got innovation, technology. So they're trying to get on this train because there's such a thing called the right of return. All descendants of the Jewish people from around the world are able to move to Israel. So they said we are also. And everyone kind of laughed at them, like I said. And a few people took it serious and went out there and started studying them, learned about their culture. And a professor from Duke University went out there and did DNA testing on them. And he showed not only do they share Semitic genes from people who were in Yemen and back to the Middle East, these gentlemen, a large percent of them, have the Y chromosome to be Kohanim, to be priests. Now, if anyone who doesn't know, a priest is a specific family clan of the nation of Israel who come from Aaron, the brother of Moses, who was the first priest. And anyone descended from Aaron has the status title priest. And we found that these men in this village in South Africa called Lemba, L-E-M-B-A, carry this genetic marker to let us know that they share the same as from the Sephardic and the Ashkenaz and the population of the people in Israel today. They share the same exact DNA marker. That's mind-blowing. So everyone kind of got humbled a little bit who laughed at them and said, now what? Now what do we do about this? This could have tremendous implications. Another area in Africa you have something big happening is in Nigeria. You have the Igbo people, or Igbo, pronounced either way. There's 40 million of them, also Christians, like I spoke about before, how that could happen to the children of Israel very easily. But also a lot of them are now coming out and converting back or adopting the rules of the Torah without all the paganism that they've been practicing for hundreds of years. There's been books written about it from scholars in Nigeria, from scholars from the Jewish people. And where it gets interesting is, in America, there was a slave trade. And a lot of the slaves, a very high percentage of them, came from Western Nigerian ports. And in America today, you see a very large movement of African Americans who say that they're the real chosen people, that they're the children of Israel, they're the Judeans. You know, so what are they just trying to create an identity for themselves because they were slaves, or is there really something here? And the answer is, most likely there is something there. And most likely, maybe that they were the original Israelites, and maybe that the Jewish people today who are white, Caucasian people came in a little bit later on. We know that some of the greatest sages of the transmission of the Torah were converts from Rome. You have a man named Onkelos who wrote a commentary on the Torah, unprecedented, that we still learn today. He was a convert. Some of the largest pillars on the transmission today were Roman converts. So here we are, we're Caucasian Jewish people.
Hi there, my name is Joseph. I'm from Romania country, from EU. And I'm sorry for my English because it's very bad, but I hope understand me with this testimony because I'm a witness at Negro people awakening. Before Roman Empire conquered this country, Romania, the name of the country was Dacia. I believe my ancestors were Romans or Greeks or maybe Dacians, Indo-European people, part of or related to the Thracians. I don't know this for sure. Whatever. Important is about real Israel. Metaphorically speaking, who is the body or the bride of the Most High, whose Father is the creator of life, who creates sun, moon, stars, earth, beasts and men. Now I understand, and I'm very sorry for what Greeks, Romans, Ottomans and all empires and pagan people did to Negro brothers, who suffer a hard bondage and atrocities. This is the Holocaust. Real Jews, Israelites or Hebrew Israelites, have a black skin complexion and hair like wool. You so-called Afro-Americans or Africans or blacks or Negro must wake up. You are the real Israel who suffered the slavery and scattered on the earth through slavery. Read Deuteronomy chapter 28. You are from tribe of Judah by blood. In your body is the Spirit of Most High. You are the living temple. Your nation's salvation is in your unity, and the earth's salvation is in your unity. We are pagan people, and modern empires must pay for corruption of flesh, earth, and life. You, Israel, chosen by Most High, are the only hope for entire earth. You are the living temple. You are the real church. Your hope is not in corrupt religion with churches with stone and wood, or Ashkenazi Khazar Jews, Jewish and Jesuit popes, or corporation or bankers mafia who want you live now in mental bondage, because you are they know you are a living temple of Most High, and these elites spray you with toxics from planes and give you pork meat and genetic modified food and his calendar and fluoride waters and drugs and prostitution and advertisement and vaccines and his system, plastic money, tobacco, spiritual wickedness with red white Jesus, electronics, RFID microchips, etc. Christ was black, must be black, and is black. King James Bible with Apocrypha is your testament, and it's your book, and it's your proof for entire earth. Read it. Wake up, save you, and save the earth.